Good evening. I feel as though I need a sort of platform to stand on here. I'm a bit of a short ass. I was asked to say when, as part of what I'm saying up here, to ask why we got involved with these awards. Unlike Genesis, that's been around for a long time in this space, Delight at Work is a very new company. We're very much a startup, and started by my colleague Brian Hatting and in conjunction with Patrick Caton, because we believed that there was something missing in what's involved and what's offered within the customer experience world. Personally, I've been in the IT industry for 40 years, and I know a fair amount about technology. And when I first got involved with customer experience, it seemed to be a lot about technology and a lot about process. And that struck me as kind of weird because actually it's about people, our view. At the end of the day, it's that experience that we deliver to our customers ultimately comes down to the people. Yes, we have to have technology. Yes, we have to have processes. But if our people aren't trained, aware, and able to deliver what we refer to as that delightful customer experience on a consistent basis, then we feel as though we're constantly challenged in our ability to deliver that delightful customer experience. So we decided that we actually wanted to try and make a difference, and we make a difference by helping people to change their behaviors in order to create that consistent and sustainable and scalable customer-centric culture. And so when we had the opportunity to sponsor an award here, and it had the classic title for us, Customer-centric culture, because we believe that that's really what customer experience should all be about, that customer-centric culture. It's about the DNA of the organization. How do we create that culture? How do we change our behaviors on a day-to-day basis such that we consistently deliver that delightful customer experience? And that word delight, you can't describe it. It's something you feel. And our job, our belief, and what we do as Delight at Work is help your customers with simple things that are easy habits, simple habits that actually make a huge difference to your customers and your colleagues. So that's what we're in business to do, and we'd love to talk to more of you. And I can't believe that actually so few organizations actually volunteered to sponsor these awards. What an opportunity to get up in front of 250 people and sell. What an opportunity. Jesus, I've been trying to do that for years, and what I've got. So I'm delighted to be here. I really am. It's exciting. It's thrilling. I think the organization of this conference is absolutely superb. I have to really commend Kinetics, and I just want to be part of it ongoing. Okay, so the nominees for Customer-Centric Culture Award, MultiChoice. I hasten to add, I have no idea who the winner is. I've not been involved in the process, so no bribes, nothing. Woolworths Financial Services. The good-looking guy, MTN Nigeria. Commercial Bank of Africa. I've got to meet these people. Currencies Direct, South Africa. And where's the music? Oh no, I don't believe this. And the winner is, guess who? MultiChoice.
Wow, this is awesome. Absolutely fantastic. This award goes out to my friend Terry Brown. Terry was the one who was the brainchild behind our #99 campaign. I'm very, very proud to represent her here tonight, and I'd like to thank her for her contribution. To my awesome team, you guys absolutely rock. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to welcome Rochelle Nock, who is the GM for Customer Experience, once again from MultiChoice. Just goes to show all the good work that they're doing. They have won the Customer-centric Culture Award, and I will be asking you a few questions, Rochelle, about the work that you've been doing leading up to this. So I wanted to find out, MultiChoice as a brand, what work have they been doing, or what do they feel about the category that they were nominated in, and also if you would like to add anything else regarding your competitors or the other finalists in the category.
So I think just in terms of,
Here we are.
oh, sorry, just in terms of the category, I think absolutely everyone's moving towards a customer-centric culture. The way that we as MultiChoice have decided to do that is through a project we called Customer #99. Where we chose 99 challenges from our customers and we decided to focus on those 99 challenges and fix them. From the menial, I can't find this and I don't know what to watch, to I'm not sure how to pay and where to pay. So we understood the challenges of our customers and one by one tried to figure out through sort of the layers of our business how we could address those and basically fix them. Our employees were then rewarded and awarded for the insights that they were basically providing in ways that we could address this issue. So basically it was almost a 360 view of trying to address the customer need. Because not only are our employees our customers, they're an invaluable part of our business.
Yes.
So it was almost internally led. And within the year, 99 problems were solved.
That's fantastic.
Exactly. We all know the phrase 99 problems, but
Yeah.
hey. I think based on that, basically everyone was completely involved and we managed to solve almost 100 problems of our customers with the immediate interaction of every single one of our customers. Not only were they part of the solution, they were rewarded for it as well.
I think, that's something very important that you're definitely touching on, because most customers would feel that it's the small things that count. It's the small things that create brand loyalty, and you guys have definitely proven that tonight. I'd like to say, regarding the award, are there any projects that the organization was involved in preceding being nominated for this? And during that process, were there any technology solutions that you would say enabled you guys to be nominated and to win this?
I think in general, not just as MultiChoice, but as content providers from a global perspective, content discovery is an issue. If we look at our customers, you've got your 5 channels that you watch, or your specific series that you're interested in. And people often don't understand the value of the content they provided because they only have their subset of either sport or series or movies that they're engaged in. So a big part of what we're engaged in is trying to widen the content discovery that people have access to. So do people know that they have access to 1 subscription that they pay for and 5 devices? Do they understand that basically they can log in and access their live content on 60 channels at any given point in time? Do they understand that their kid at varsity basically doesn't have to go and get a separate subscription and live like a pauper, and they can actually sit and watch their Bachelorette or Vuzu Amped, which they so accustomed to in their own household? And it's just trying to sustain that lifestyle that people are really used to. And over and above that, it's also, content is a highly talkable asset at this point. For instance, if you didn't watch your Game of Thrones at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Monday with everyone else in the world, how would you feel? So the fact that we can provide that to our customers, if they're disconnected, we can reconnect them in 60 seconds. If they need to phone our call center or use self-service, we can do that within a 10-second period. That's effectively what we're trying to do from a customer experience, that your primary objective is to watch, and everything else is something that is done on the side.
And on that note, I think we didn't touch on the technology that enabled you guys to do this. Is there any vendors specifically that you would like to, speak about?
So I think for us it's twofold. It's one on the sort of measurement side, and then I think also from an innovation side. So we are quite deep from a measurement side in measuring our customer satisfaction, and we have partners of the likes of Smoke and Genex that are quite ingrained in our organization with respect to understanding what the customer experience is and how customers are feeling at any given point in time, be it real time or at any touch point within our system. The second point is that obviously we not only want to understand what those customers are feeling, we want to understand innovation. So we want to be on the forefront of innovation. So if customers, for instance, we are on Facebook or Twitter DM, we want to be there too. So we spent a lot of time and energy implementing chatbots and artificial intelligence within those areas to try and understand what customers are feeling, what they want, and how they want it. So I think within that realm, it facilitates a fairly solid view of what customers want, what they need, and when they need it. And that's what we've used as sort of the catalyst to understand how we need to progress in the future.
Fantastic news. It's very important that you actually touched on customer centricity as a lifestyle, because I think that's a very important part of any brand. The discussion on artificial intelligence is quite interesting, and what I want to find out is your framework the same in South Africa, chatbots, etc., as it would be in Africa? Are those technologies, are you enabled within other regions to actually facilitate the same type of customer experience?
So I think in terms of South Africa, to be fair, we are fairly more mature. And we need to recognize that this is a fair playing field in order for us to test and learn in terms of what works and what doesn't work. In terms of some of our other regions in Africa, we still have a ways to go. But in terms of payment, it's absolutely something that we are fairly confident that we can implement in the near future. And I think around content recommendations, that's something that will obviously come a bit further along the line. But in South Africa, of course, we're a bit further along. We're understanding what you pay, where you pay, how you pay, what you're watching, where you're watching, what box office movies you like, etc. And we're trying to tap into that and really make our experience customizable to you. If you're connected to the internet, for instance, on your Explorer at home, do we have almost a fully fledged 360 view of you as a customer, as opposed to simply this box that sits unhinged from everything else. So I think in South Africa we're a bit further along, but as soon as we've honed our skills and we understand how to implement, we will basically roll it out throughout the rest of Africa.
That's fantastic. The CXA Awards, as you're aware, are in the first year. You, as MultiChoice, have won in 2 categories. So far. Why do you feel that these awards are important to the customer experience industry in Africa? And with that, what do you feel about the participation of other finalists in future?
I think the reality is that we're at that point where, to be fair, technology is not the thing that separates us. We can all get the APIs from specific vendors or specific suppliers. So therefore, what really is going to separate us is how we choose from a strategic perspective, how we treat our customers. What's our customer strategy? How are we going to endear them to ourselves? And I think that is the driving force between, for instance, why they stay with us or decide to go to VOD, or Push, or YouTube, or some innate pirate website, for instance. And I think the reality, if I look in my world, is that technology is easily replicatable, but customer experience, not so much. So if we can prove ourselves as market leaders, we can prove the financial return that comes from implementing something as important as customer experience, and we can show the acknowledgement of industry in support of such a venture um, in a forum as such, it has unbounded returns.
What do you feel is the future of customer experience in Africa? I would like you to address it in terms of what you feel is different between South Africa and the rest of the continent.
I think in terms of Africa, largely the customer experience is not misunderstood. It's almost logical in its interpretation. The problem is technology and almost culture, if I put it in its simplest forms, is as soon as we at a point where technology, culture, and regulatory systems allow for us to have a unified application of such, we can. However, at this point, customers will choose and trust providers that give them what they're looking for. So I think the biggest thing that we are looking for is that trust within our customer base. Is can you trust me to take your payment without any issues? Because in the African context, that's something that's not necessarily something that's widely accepted, like your PayPals or your Mastercards or your Visas. People don't necessarily transact in that way. So trying to get into that position of almost understanding that people can liaise with you without any foul play or issues is really the first point of call. And moving forward, it's then around creating almost exceptional experience. So is it that I can give you an experience money can't buy? And I think that's definitely almost the phase two. It's once you trust me and you're embedded in my brand, how can I move you to the point where if you're with me, I can provide you a money can't buy experience that somebody else can't. And I think from an African context, it's the same as anywhere else in the world. It's just that we need to make sure that we embed that vision of trust and then move to the next level.
That's fantastic. Your highlights of the evening as the last questions, beyond winning, but what are your highlights?
The food is great. I think everyone looks amazing. And I think definitely it's like-minded people. That's really where it's almost refreshing to be around people who don't question the value that you provide to the business, the economy, and the globe at large. I think that's really where it's at, is just feeling like everyone's on the same page, they're reaching towards a similar objective, and I think that's it's quite refreshing.
Just the very last question. What do you feel sets the Customer Experience Africa Awards from other events that you've attended?
I think one, it's my competitors.
Yes.
I think that's the first and foremost. Is from a competitor perspective, it's we were nervous. We were exceptionally nervous walking in here because as customers ourselves, we use those products and we didn't think we would win. So the fact that we're afraid and we're physically threatened by a lot of our competitors is exciting because we understand the impact that they've provided to the market. And that not only makes us better, it makes us nervous, and I think that's really quite exciting.
Thank you, Rochelle Nock. That is Rochelle Nock, the GM for Customer Experience from MultiChoice. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back shortly with our lead sponsors for the awards.